the board decided they want to appoint me as CEO. And then now I have to be the first CEO woman in Saudi Arabia, dealing mostly with men.
You started at Shell as a 21-year-old.
I was the first person in that role as a woman. I'm 21-year-old girl. I taught myself English in Morocco then. Nobody cared at that moment about English, but I could see it.
Tell me about the first deal you closed.
One major deal that took us over 18 months. Our client wanted 8x. We took it to 12x.
You structured deals up to $500 million and across many different cultures. What is your advice to people who are stuck in their career? Hello and welcome to another fantastic episode of Pitch Cafe podcast. This is a place where we bring change makers like none other. Today we have an extremely exciting personality who comes from industry, academia, investment space, venture space, and now is proudly a founder who is creating the future of work. What does the future of work look like for all age groups? If you are a Gen Z or a Gen Alpha, you're probably dabbling with AI when you're right out of high school. But if you're not a Gen Z or Gen Alpha, you spent all your life with traditional technologies and now you're ushered into the space of AI. What kind of ecosystems will drive the future of work? So we have just the right person here, but hey, our guest of honor hails from the land of Morocco and has had her fair share of struggles. Wherever she has gone, she has started her own course. So we have with us a trailblazer who is trailblazing into the future of work, none other than Khadija Khartit. Khadija, welcome to Pitch Cafe podcast.
Thank you, Vida. Thank you so much for the kind words. And I'm as excited as you are to be here and to have the conversation with you, because you also represent that from your side of the table.
Wonderful. We are all about motivation. We are all about leaders, who empower other women in STEM. So let's get started. Khadija, your journey is so interesting. I mean, you're a Fulbright scholar from Morocco. You have worked with American Airlines. You worked at Shell. You've been the CEO of Moroccan Investment and Securities in Riyadh. And you've worked in universities like Brandeis and Cornell. My God, this journey, I cannot even capture it in this 3D dimension where I'm sitting. It's just out of the world. So tell us, the Fulbright scholar that you are, you started your journey from Morocco. Tell us who is Khadija and, what does it mean to come from Morocco and land here in the United States? What has your journey been like?
Vida, thank you very much for this question. And this question evolved with time also. If you asked me 20 years ago about Fulbright and coming to America, I would have talked about the American dream. But time elapsed and we went 25 years forward. And now I will tell you about the American dream, Saudi dream, the Moroccan dream, the global citizen dream, actually. I want to really make it flat out, because now opportunity should be global. And that's what I dreamed actually when I got the Fulbright scholarship. And I was in a room speaking to 400 Fulbright scholars in New Orleans. And the word that came in my head at that moment is like, I'm glad that there is English, that we can all communicate here. And we are all humans connecting under that program. And I can come and talk about the philosophy of that program, but who I am a Moroccan girl then and a woman now, and also American and global citizen. That's what I feel right now. But I'm a very positive person. I'm an energetic person by design, by DNA. I love to do things. I love to have fun. I love to learn all the time. I listen really well to everybody I come across, and I like to help anybody who crosses me. This is what I am. And this is like the underlying theme of everything that I have done so far.
Wonderful. So your career has spanned globally 30 years and you bring your Moroccan approach to the world of international business, right? If you look at your journey, you worked in airlines, you worked with oil, you've headed investment firms, and now you're the CEO of a very next gen startup in the making. So tell us, what are some of the Moroccan values you bring to the United States?
I have to highlight that I'm from Marrakesh. It's a very known city for fun, for lights, for food, for jokes. Okay, so I got that from the upbringing. Safety. We are fun people. We like to have fun and we like to socialize. So I got that. The social skills, the openness to the other. Touristic city. So I got to see a lot of countries from the get go, walking with them every day. Sometimes I play the guide, just volunteer. So that's openness to human beings, no matter what, and the willingness to help or to give or to provide, to make, to please, and to learn. I think that's the like radical or like foundational value that is natural in me, and that is translated in my curiosity, my exchange with people, my going back to the roots whenever there is like a sophisticated problem that I don't understand. I'm not shy to say I don't know, can you help me? I'm never intimidated by a new thing. Like now AI, look at AI, say, "Ooh, I'm scared." No, give it to me. I want to learn it. CFA, give it to me. I want to learn it. Finance, give it to me. Investment banking, Little Women, give it to me. So I just love challenges, and I don't put them on pedestal. Once I'm done, I'm done. Let's go to the next chapter.
Wonderful. So Khadija, I just keep wondering, you worked at Shell, it's an oil company, then you worked at American Airlines, then you worked for UBS, Bank of Switzerland. How did you find the culture different? These are different businesses. The verticals are so different, right? So I have my own ways of navigating this kind of challenges, technology challenges. How do you go back to square one when you deal with a new technology like this? You started at Shell as a 21-year-old. And so tell me what that was like, and how do you move from one technology space to another? I understand you're open to challenges, but really, what does a hardworking person look like? Behind the scenes, what are you like?
Yeah. So Vida, my job and yours should be to simplify and not scare, especially women founders and entrepreneurs, about ventures and ideas and enterprising new things, anything inside their companies or as a startup. Or so with that language, I will try my best to say it a very non-scary, very simple way. First, I started as from business. I went to business school in Morocco. I was open, like having fun learning. And then one of the advice, I listened carefully to anybody speaking. One of the teachers say, go to multinational companies. Then another one commented that oil is very defensive sector. So those came together. So I connect the dots. So I want safety, defensive sector, multinational, international best practices for a start of a career. So that was the click of my decision. Then when I went for interview, something excited me. I was the first person in that role as a woman. It's a field manager for third of Morocco for the gas stations. And they never tried, and I'm 21-year-old girl. I'm with my little car and I'm driving and I'm the boss of all those gas stations with the dealers, But that excited me. And also my manager wanted to run the experiment with me, and he was excited that he found somebody who was as excited. And then we succeeded, both of us. And then he started in hiring more women for the same role, and they were as successful as I am. So it's just a first off. Anything is a first off, and after that you lay the foundation for other people to follow. And that's what I'm hoping to do with Sohaara also, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, you were the first woman CEO as well.
Also in Saudi, that's another story. But the
How
one
did
I
you
told
do
you, it
that?
was Shell, just a manager. I was a manager at 21 years old, manager in Morocco. And thanks to that experience, and doing well in it, the Fulbright Commission in Morocco understood the depth of that and what it entails. And that's how I got the Fulbright scholarship. It's not because of grades, it's because of story. What is your story? What do you stand for? and that was my story then. Like, yes, I want to take an experiment, I want to try things in life, and that gave me the Fulbright scholarship. And by the way, I taught myself English in Morocco. Then nobody cared at that moment about English, but I could see it. I know that I wanted that language because anything new happens in that language, and I want to take it from the origin, from the source. Okay, so yeah, going, if I want to go with your question, then I went after the Fulbright MBA to American Airlines, and by the way, my visa was J1 visa, which is not very conducive to work, but still they gave me the job offer, and they were working with their attorney to convert it into permanent, and that was post-academic training for me. But I was there, and I was buying engines of aircraft, so I was good at finance, I was good at business, so a lot of strategic thinking, but also a lot of communication and a lot of embracing of the new. And I was dealing with engineers, aeronautics, of the aircraft. I speak finance and purchasing, and they speak technology, maintenance, and all that, and we communicate. Okay, so that was the experience at that job. The next job is UBS. UBS is investment banking. I came to it from a master's in finance and one level CFA. That CFA was like, you asked me about real world and theory. CFA is very real world, and that also the masters at Boston College was very great. But the two of them made me very, very ready when I landed. In addition to my experience, then now it's just recycling and using the core knowledge. So when I want to give an advice, I say, yeah, be good at what you do, but be open to everything else. If you do that, then you are very suitable for leadership.
So, Khadija, you did the CFA, that's finance, right?
Yes,
And
Chartered Financial Analyst accreditation. It's the hardest accreditation in finance.
so, does that make you very good in pitching and closing deals?
No, no. CFA is analytics. It's CFA people are good. It's like you certify that you are analytical when you do CFA, but it doesn't give you the negotiation skills or communication skills or dealing with people. That's another type of skills.
Wonderful. So obviously you were the CEO of Wharton Investment Securities. Tell us what that was like and how it added to your skill set. Here you are, you come with an MBA, then you add to your skill set. You don't shy away from learning. You do your CFA, but now you're like the CEO of Wharton Investment Securities, and that too in Saudi. So
Yeah.
what did it do to you as a leader? What kind of skills did you have to develop? Because you're structured deals up to $500 million and across many different cultures. So what does it do to you being the CEO of a company in Saudi like that?
First of all, I have to mention that I accompanied my husband to go to Saudi. At that moment, Saudi, and we are talking women entrepreneurship and everybody's entrepreneurship, actually. This is for the youth too, this conversation, because it's agnostic to sex or gender, it's brain power and personality power and leadership. So when I was in Saudi, I left the job at UBS here in the US, and I landed in Saudi. Okay, and I worked for my first role was senior associate, and then I was promoted to director and then managing director. And then in those dealing, I created a lot of friendships with professional friendships, and that gave me a relationship that invited me to be a partner in the investment bank. But through the CEO left, and then all of a sudden the board decided they want to appoint me as CEO. I didn't ask. They gave me that job, but when they gave me, I'm naturally inclined, yes, I take it, why not? And then now I have to be the first CEO woman in Saudi Arabia, dealing mostly with men, but now you have to close deals, and we took it. It's just like, let's do this, it's
Well,
fun, let's do
yeah,
this.
tell me about the first deal you closed. What was that like? Like, were you
It's
scared?
one major deal that took us over 18 months, and it's a cooling company that's the the third market share in the nation, and we sold 38% stake of it. And we were only two people, me and another person, but he's my colleague, and we were really like gelling as a team, and also very experienced as people, and educated. We know our finance really well, and we know our dealing. And as I told you about negotiation, it was like, what do they want, what the others want. And by the way, that deal was our client wanted 8x, we took it to 12x, because
Wow.
we were doing our homework really well. We incited the appetite in the deal. We dealt with KKR, with just going back to the names that worked with Carlyle. We worked with I forgot the name, a British private equity firm. But we put all those, and we started to revisit the term sheet until the deal went to, because it's a great company. So we did our part of advocating for the client. And by the way, when I finished the deal and we met with the other person on the table who didn't get the deal, he said, I want you to represent me, because that representation was the right one for your company, for the clients. So it felt good.
So wonderful. So, as and more I talk to you, I feel like you should teach people how to take on challenges and how to be prepared for challenges. Also, you just don't walk in, but you're prepared. So, and doing just exactly that, you taught fintech and entrepreneurship at Cornell and Brandeis, one of the top universities in the United States. What was that like? What was that experience like? And how did you bring all your real world experience and groom the students who came to you?
Okay, let me start with the vision first, and that a lot of reading of the news, the right news. You connect the dots, and when you connect the dots, you see what's next and the trends and all that. Your own mind about that, not what LinkedIn says or what social media says. You form your own opinion about the direction of the work. What I detected is that finances started to become old. If you don't add to it tech to become fintech, soon I will become obsolete, even after the victorious event that I just told you, because the market moves so fast. Okay, so my message in this conversation is like, always stay at the cutting edge of what's next. Okay, so when I did that, I started to read and research about fintech, and follow Stripe, follow PayPal, follow all the leading fintech companies, the B2C and the B2B and all that, and I write about it in LinkedIn. When I write those opinions, Cornell and Brandeis noticed me, because their recruiters are in LinkedIn and they're watching, and they approached me. They said, do you want to do this? And then I developed the course, because I was in the middle of it. It's fun. I said all that practical things that I read every day, I made the course out of it, which is how to build your ventures in fintech. And I started to teach in the master's at Brandeis bankers who are transitioning from finance to fintech. So it was very handy, because you bring the whole landscape to them, and then you tear it down in strategy. Now it's the mixture between finance knowledge, strategy, and startup. Now we are at that amalgamation of things. And then my students, they could go really big after that program, because we are in the middle of practice every day. So really, I didn't see myself as a teacher. I saw myself as a coach and advisor. And we talk the big talk every day about what happened in fintech every week.
Wonderful. So you come with real world experience. That's why they brought you in as a teacher, and I think that's how it should be. The world I was educated in, the academics were very removed from the real world, and people like you who are changing this landscape of education, I think you're very well positioned to change the future of work, because you understand what it takes to
Hopefully to the good. Hopefully to the
to
good, Vida.
so,
Yeah.
so let's get right to the meat now. You are the founder of Sohaara. Sohaara means magma. So tell us about your startup, which is your current passion and your current profession. What does it mean, Sohaara, and what do you do at Sohaara?
Okay, let me go back because a lot of people ask me, why didn't you do fintech? Because you're so good at that. I am good at analyzing the landscape of fintech and I understand, but I don't have any good idea for fintech that's new. And I want to be in something new. The idea that came to me is not in my core competency or core formal education and experience. Is it came to me through interacting with thousands of women entrepreneurs at Cornell and master's degree students at Brandeis, and how much they are missing guidance so that they can succeed better than what they are doing, because we give them the skills but we don't give them the guidance to take that skill to the last mile. So when I was working, some of my students shined. I have case studies because I was so close to them, and they do that, and then they did it, and it worked in a matter of months. They saw the results. Then I'm looking, and of course my life as a woman with I told you about my autistic son and all that. You slow down. The women slow down because out of love for our kids, we slow down. It's a choice, and because priorities move. When the kid is small, then priority is the kid, then the job, then but once they start to grow, then work goes back up. And Sohaara is about that. Sohaara was designed in the beginning, the name was Fusion. It was only for women. And the idea is that we integrate skilling with tooling, because I noticed that women don't know tools. They know their course, but they don't know their tools. Okay? That's why they do so well in school, but they don't do so well at work or in entrepreneurship as much as they could. I have to be careful about the way I phrase things, but really their potential is not fulfilled fully. And I'm looking at that and I say it could be done better. Okay? So we integrate skilling with tools and with connections, because you need the right people. You need coaches, you need investors, you need mentors, you need employees, you need clients, and you have to find those quickly. One thing that you asked me that was a wonderful question is like, what do you do different? We guide them so that they go so fast, and the light looks at the tunnel so fast before they lose breath and they lose steam and they lose, because they have families to take care of. They have life is not just work. Work is just a subset of life. For women, work goes to the lower, like down the list when life happens, and we try to keep them engaged, excited, and things happen fast for them so that they don't lose hope and just leave. You see? But Sohaara is not for women anymore only. Now, Sohaara is friendly, very friendly to women because it's designed for them. Now it is for everybody, but all of a sudden with AI and displacement of job, it's so handy for everybody. And
Yeah.
what we do, closing the loop, you don't have to be overwhelmed with abundance. For me, abundance is not a positive. It's great that we have abundance, but people got overwhelmed with that abundance, so they lose their purpose in the chaos, in the noise. And Sohaara is about curating that and tuning down the noise so that they can stay on the lane and get to their success. So
So
it's
you bring
about, yeah, go ahead.
so you bring a lot of clarity to the founder.
To the founders and professionals, because we deal with entrepreneurs and professionals, but we bring curation, and especially with AI soon we will have a companion for opportunity, because the user can say their project, I want to become a data scientist. Okay, let's work with you to get you there. I want to be a founder of fashion tech, a woman, let's say, just I'm giving. Okay, let's look. Let's go from Z to A, and let's put the toolbox. Let's put the skilling programs. Let's put the right mentors for you. Let's show you the curated list of investors. Let's give you the right list of events you can attend to. Join this community, this group for conversation. So we want to be laser focused on the project of the user and curate all that wealth of resources that we put together from the get-go at design. Now AI can recap all that and make it real time and very relevant to the user, and say it in languages,
Yeah.
conversational, imagine.
Yeah, amazing. So this is a very hyper personalized coaching for professionals and founders, right?
It's not coaching, it's an ecosystem. Coach is
Because
only one element among 100.
wonderful. So I get a lot of requests from first time founders. They don't have, obviously, don't have cash, they're bootstrapped. How do you work with them financially? What's the business model?
Okay, for a founder who has the domain knowledge and come to us, we say, do you know design? What tools do you use? Do you know digital marketing? What tools do you use? Do you know HR? What tools? Do you know are you doing entrepreneurship for the first time? Yes. Okay, here is the what are your startup. We look at the model and we define the model. If it's a startup or it's a solopreneurship or it's a small business or it's intrapreneurship. So we have four types. And based on the type, we guide the user to that subtype. Okay. And that subtype will have programs for them to learn. It has financial literacy to know how to manage finances. It has templates so that they can use the right templates for their website, legal guidance so that they know how to register, how to do all that things, the list of investors that are curated for that vertical, the type of books that go with that or with the stage where they are. Like if they are pre-seed, oh, here are the books that are for the pre-seed. The podcast for the right stage and vertical. So this is how we do it. It's a personalized plan, but
Yeah,
it's not coaching. Coaching is just some people that we have experts. Some of them are coaches.
wonderful. And what does your community look like? Do you have a lot of founders or more professionals? What's the platform where you host your community?
I have to say that we are now at official launch just now. 1 year ago, we were beta testing. We had a lot of solopreneurs. We had some startup founders, and we had professionals transitioning, and we have some students looking for ideas for careers. So we have all those, but but a lot of women are like they want to be entrepreneurs, but they don't know what type yet. But right now, Vida, we are talking to a government. So we are talking to government.
Yeah.
Morocco is one of them. Rwanda, Central Asia, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan. We want to do partnership with them for their youth and their women, and these are national programs
Yeah,
to
yeah.
foster and to create an ecosystem for entrepreneurship in those countries.
Let's talk about your impact really. You are an advisor to Investopedia, and so obviously you're always going head on with facing the myths in investment, seeing people make mistakes about investing or wealth. What are some of the things you can advise people as the myths about money management? That's obviously the background you come from. So, what are some of the myths you busted with that? Considering your vast experience in this space.
So I'm going to be humble about this because generalization is dangerous. I'm not going to generalize, but I will give this and that depending on situation. So I want to talk about a movie. There's a movie. I was in the money field at that moment, and it's he. There's a guy who was like shaking hand with someone, and he says, "Who are you? Are you the boss?" He said, "I'm the money manager." He says, "I'm looking for the money." You know. So like being a financial advisor, it doesn't mean that like we know it all, and it's the person who would define their destiny with the money, because it's not just transactional, it's emotional.
Yeah,
It's life, it's lifestyle, it's
yeah,
values, everything goes inside the money. So to advise someone about money, I can't pretend to do that unless I know really well the person. And based on that, you guide in the direction, and then but what the myth that I saw throughout my life is that people focus on savings, and cost. Like my mom will be like, don't spend. I say, Mom, it's okay to spend if you're making money. So the cost savings, you can go just as low as zero, not spend anything, but like income, you can go as high as you can. Just be
yeah,
creative. Look at the billionaires. And I'm not saying everybody will be billionaire. I'm just saying that positive attitude to life, to production, to like constructive, destructive production. This is a human being. I mean, we consume and we produce. This is how it goes. But of course, it has to be balanced. You can't go the other way until you're bankrupt, you have nothing, and you're old. That's dangerous. And you can't be stingy and not too much because you're scared to lose that money. Because in any case, inflation will erode it. Fluctuation of the market will erode it. There are a lot of factors you don't know. And life is more precious than money. So your moments in life for me are, you balance that. Have a good life, and then manage some money on the side and give charity and give, this is my view of life, of money, is that money is an enabler. Okay. Another thing about spending, I hear financial advisors say, oh, you have to do emergency fund. And you say, what is that? In the industrial banks, all of them say 3 to 6 months. And then COVID hit. And then 2 years, 3 years, people did not find, okay, what's your advice for them now? It's 3 years of joblessness,
Yeah.
and that 6 months is already spent right now. So it's always, you struggle with the advice that you give to people. I struggle with money advice because it's never true or false. And I struggle also with entrepreneurship when I teach. Like a lot of universities now, they want to push entrepreneurship. But I have a professor who told me, I feel like I do malpractice to inspire everybody about entrepreneurship because it's not for everyone. And I agree. And I went and I thought about it more because I don't want to give the wrong advice. And then there is intrapreneurship. So now when I teach entrepreneurship, I say, my students, if you don't want this risk of going with a startup, you can join a big organization and you can do all what we are learning as an intrapreneur. You don't have the risk of the startup, but you are driving innovation inside a large company that has capital to afford the risk.
Tell me more about that. I interact with a lot of corporate professionals in my day. I think my day goes 40% founders and VCs, venture capitalists, and 60% corporate professionals. They either come to me and ask me, how did I get to do what I do? Or they're like, I'm not finding satisfaction in my day job. What do I do? So what is entrepreneurship and how can somebody pursue that according to you?
Okay, next time send them to Sohaara because there will be a big chunk there only for them. Intrapreneurship, inside the company. It's entrepreneurship inside the company. That's intra. That's the composition of that word. And you know what I will tell these people? If they are curious and they have energy left, potential energy, and they want to learn, then they can take those programs about intrapreneur, which is innovation, and ignite that engine of innovation, creativity, building, crafting, resourcefulness, team building, inspiring, communication, movement, getting excited about what was discovered. If they do that, they're going to find an idea inside their company and they can lead, they can voice it, they can back it, and now they can lead it. That gives them energy, excitement to do something they like and to wake up excited to go to work. Okay.
Yeah.
And as I told you, like in the chat I did with you, oil is a boring industry, but I didn't make it boring. I had fun.
Yeah.
I had fun. Whatever I will do in a creative agency, I'm going to do in the shell oil. That's it. Yeah. Just
So
express
amazing.
yourself.
On that note, there's a question which I get from a lot of people I work with. Like I used to do life coaching as part of my career. I had a stint in motivational speaking. So I got these candidates who were stuck in life. So my job was to motivate them and get them started. They will have goals. I would help them meet near-term goals. Obviously, long-term goals, they have to fight it themselves. What is your advice to people who are stuck in their career? You're cheerful, bright, you've traveled all the world.
It's maintainable. I maintain it. Of course, I have my lows but I maintain it, Also meeting with you because you are a positive person, I get that energy too. So that's like an add-on, but it's manageable from inside, You turn it
Yeah.
on you turn it off or down, so but of course scientifically there are people that have more happiness hormones than others, and I'm compassionate with that as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Your core mission is compassion, altruism, and leadership. How do they work together? That's how you
It's
introduced me
not
the first
easy.
time I
It's
spoke to
not
you.
easy. Yeah, it's not easy. There's a juxtaposition of profit seeking, which is what I'm doing with Sohaara. We wanted to become a unicorn. We want to be a leader. Of course, why did I come to female startup world? Because I want to be a builder. I want to be a maker. I have been a thought leader, and but I said I want to do it with my hands. Why the men are doing it every day, and they're taking the risk with it, And I want to have fun, and I know I have ideas, and it's my touch. It's my signature, and it has the woman signature on it. Let's see what it gives. Maybe it's beautiful. I'm with you. I mean, we're gonna be in touch, and the
Yeah.
story continues. But I want to inspire more women. Do it. Have fun. Life is only once. It's only
Yes.
once. If you're
Yes.
really into something, onto something, just
Yeah.
hold on to it and be creative with it. And it's gonna be like a whale. You go up and down with it, but hold on to it. It's gonna land. It's gonna land because everybody does it. Human being, men are good at that, and we women, we're gonna become good at that.
Wonderful. On
Yeah.
that amazing, amazing positive note, thank you, Khadija, for your most valuable time. I know you've got like a packed schedule, still you made time to come on our platform, voice out your visionary thoughts, trailblazing thoughts. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to working with you.
Me too, Vida. Thank you so much.
Thank you.